So, I'm thinking for our next episode, we should do something maybe involving, like, robots.
Sweet.
And maybe something with, like, a killer soundtrack, you know?
Oh, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Maybe something with, like, maybe with, like, a huge following. It's got, like, a cool cult status.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, you're into it?
Yeah.
Maybe also has a Vespa.
I'm not opposed to those. I mean, they're kind of cute.
Maybe specifically a woman that rides a Vespa and has a guitar.
I do think the Vespas are more of a lady's vehicle, yes.
Okay. And then maybe hits people in the head with that guitar.
Wait a second. Oh, you...
Okay, we're back with Final Form.
Yay!
You ready for today's episode, Mitchell?
Not really, but let's get it over with.
You excited for this one?
Like a good Band-Aid, let's just rip it off.
This is Final Form. I'm Ryan Taylor.
I'm Mitchell.
And we're doing FLCL.
Wee.
Now, if you didn't catch on, if you can't tell from the enthusiasm in his voice, Mitchell didn't exactly enjoy this one.
Gainax. You're everything I dislike about anime.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I've just pissed off a lot of the fans of this show.
No, I don't think so, because... Oh, okay, well, the fans of them, yeah.
Gainax has a very strong following.
Oh, absolutely.
They make all the cold hits, and every single one of them, I'm just standing on the outside screaming, why is this popular?
Okay, so two things. Going back, listening to reviews and podcasts about FLCL, I have learned that the opinions are very much one way or the other. Like, it seems like everyone loves the show or hates it.
Yeah. I don't know if hate is the right word for me. Greatly dislike, maybe. I'm probably a step above hate.
I mean, you're in the ballpark of it.
Yeah, I'm in the ballpark of hate. Yeah. Like, if this show fell off the face of the earth and burst into flames, I, might call the fire department, but I also might sit down and have a hot dog roast.
But I think this is a good, we're a pretty good representation of the opinions on the show then, because this... Yeah. I absolutely fell in love with this thing.
And I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much I dislike something, do not take it as me being mad at you for enjoying something. No. Love it. Enjoy it. Just do me one small favor. Don't get upset when someone doesn't like it.
Yeah.
We need to learn to do that as a whole across the entire nerdosphere.
Yeah. That, like it.
And I'm guilty of it too. I am seriously guilty of, even the reverse. You like this show? Here are the 1,000 reasons why.
Yeah. No, I get that. Like, that is definitely a problem as, let's see, the Rick and Morty and Star Wars fans especially can...
Jeez, up and down.
Lately.
Like, I like Star Wars, but I told someone I'm kind of cool with the continuities being the way they are now. I wasn't too big into Legends. Well, I might as well have just called their mother every derogatory term in the book.
Yeah,
Another good example is Simpsons fans. Anything post-season 10 is automatically bad for a lot of them. I think Simpsons got good post-season 10.
I mean, I'm not a hardcore Simpsons fan, but I've seen the old stuff, I've seen new stuff, and I feel like it's pretty consistent in its quality. Yeah.
I think it's consistent. I don't think they got their stride until later seasons.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they're a bit weak now, but that's just because we're not all in the same zeitgeist.
Yeah. And another side of it, too, is when fans become gatekeepers, I guess is the term.
That's the one thing I hope to never be. I want to be the gate door holder.
And sometimes not even gatekeepers by choice, more so like your opinions and how strongly you feel about them are keeping people out.
Yeah.
Even if you want people to like your thing, you're pushing them away.
Yeah.
which
it's happened to me a lot. Like, I like to bring up the story of I'm not a big fan of Halo because of gatekeepers trying to push me into Halo.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't appeal to me when it first came out, and because I didn't immediately jump on it, there had to be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Let's correct this. Like the last time I played on my 360, someone was confused on my gamer score because I had no points in Halo, in anything.
Yeah.
And they got upset at that. They figured I wasn't a real gamer and then left the group. And I'm like, oh, great. Now we're down a member for this.
Yeah.
Didn't take us 30 minutes to find a member.
Mm-hmm. To bring it back to Rick and Morty, I feel like that is like the most current one. Where like
that's the reason why I don't watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
I'm kind of scared of the fans.
No, and I get that. Like, I am a day one Rick and Morty fan. I watched the first episode when it premiered, and I am looking forward to season 3. But I absolutely understand why anyone wouldn't watch it, because the fan base is so vocal and so toxic.
There's only one fan base that I know of that's worse than Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's the Sonic the Hedgehog fan base.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and here's the thing. I am currently wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt. Yeah. I love that series. I enjoyed Sonic Forces, which is apparently the greatest sin right now. But the thing is, I just enjoy the series. And that's enough to piss people off, because that means, oh, you're not a diehard fan. Oh, you like that weird part of the internet where people shouldn't go.
See, like, Rick and Morty fans, it's a unanimous, like, wow, those guys are not very good.
Yeah.
And Sonic the fans are just like, I don't want to know what's happening over there.
Yeah. Like, there's 10% of Sonic fans are some of the most creative, smart, well done, and polite people you ever meet. The rest of that is some sort of amorphous blob that you look at and you just want to scream at.
Yeah. There's a fun game you can play where you just think of any first name at all and Google blank the hedgehog.
Yep.
And, like, it exists and it's probably fucked up.
There's a YouTube channel I follow, and they were, like, trying to make a bunch of Sonic OCs. The one I loved the most was Jump the Shark. Because they're jaded Sonic fans. Kind of like myself. I'm like, Jump the Shark is a good one for Sonic.
Yeah. So that brings us back, Fooly Cooly.
Yes.
Or FLCL as it's written.
It is... here's the thing. When I went look... After I watched this, I do what I do with a lot of shows that leave me either mesmerized or confused.
Yeah.
I look for people's opinions. You said it was 50-50. You either love it or hate it?
I don't know if it's an even 50-50 because it has a very good reputation.
Well, the thing is, I didn't find anyone who didn't like it.
No?
No, all the research I did were people saying, you just don't like it because it's overrated. And someone was saying, yeah, that is my problem. Like, that's not my problem.
Okay.
But everyone else was going into in-depth spiels about this. I'm like, why don't shows I like get half this attention when it comes to psychologically breaking down the weirdness?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I'll say this, it's a very imaginative show.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm wondering would I have liked it if I was high.
Yeah, I can see that. And you know what? Maybe it is a show that works really well if you're high.
I have a very active imagination, and this show did not spark it at all.
No?
Like, even shows even Attack on Titan, what I do barely remember, did spark some of my imagination. Mostly with the whole... that guy should lose his neck because the way he spins and his hip things fire off. That's where my imagination went. But this gave me nothing to work with beyond... Yeah. I would like that song to play if ever I got into a fight.
Oh, yeah. Like, the music is fantastic.
Yeah, I will never disperse this series' wonderful, wonderful soundtrack.
Okay, let's quickly talk about what it's about, if we can, and then we'll get into the specifics on what we did not like, and so on. So your protagonist, I guess, is Naota. He's a 12-year-old boy. He's a pretty mature 12-year-old boy.
Especially considering the world he lives in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everyone around him is nuts. Everyone's very... Like, the adults are very immature in this world.
His friends are logically immature.
Yeah. Like, yeah, the friends act their age.
They do. I didn't have a problem with his friends, but...
Yeah.
I had a problem with everyone else.
Yeah, and I get that.
Like, this town should be either on fire or just a giant orgy pit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's something I don't want to picture.
He has a sort of blossoming romance thing going on with a 17-year-old girl who is the distant girlfriend of his older brother, who lives in America.
Creeped me out a bit.
Yeah.
But I will say I understand that, love is a weird thing and it doesn't always follow rules. Yeah. And, that's kind of realistic, crushing on... I've seen siblings crushing on each other's...
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like that, so...
Mamimi is her name.
Yeah. So, I can believe that, but what really creeped me out is how she treats him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also... Did she suffer brain damage at some point?
Maybe.
Because she does not seem collected.
No, she's a little flaky. She's a little sort of. She's head in the clouds.
I would say
it's a very.
I would say head to Jupiter, but that works too.
It's a light way of putting it, but yeah. And I guess the other real main character is Haruko.
Oh God, did I hate her?
Yeah, and see, I think that's one of the main things about the show. If whether you hate it or love it, yeah. I loved Haruko.
I was expecting to like this character because all the promotional art I saw of her was oh, I like her designs. Yeah. Oh, that vest looks kind of cute. Yeah. That guitar, that looks fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And then she speaks.
Mm-hmm.
I wish she never spoke.
I get why she could be grading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is an alien who rides a Vespa, and she has this guitar. For any of the guitar heads out there, it's a Rickenbacker, and it's a lovely, beautiful Rickenbacker which is a model of guitar that I personally love. Just little details, so. It's not exactly clear when you're watching the show what is happening. She shows up, she hits Naoda on the head with the guitar, a lump forms there, and she moves in with him as a maid, much to Naoda's...
and to mine.
Yeah. Yeah, look, he hated her, but he, obviously...
He's got budding hormones, so he makes sense. Yeah. For me, all I can go is, where's the pedo alarm? Just flick on. But that's one of the things. The thing about Japan is they've got very different ideals of sex and maturity and that stuff. But that's still one of my biggest problems with anime is I can't take myself always out of the way I see ages should work and sexuality.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's just a cultural thing. Yeah. Sometimes I can, but it has to be a slow build.
Yeah.
Like how, emotions tend to usually do come slowly. But this felt like everything's hitting the nitrous button and just going faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a short 6-episode show.
Yeah.
And they wanted to pack a lot into it. But at the same time, I'm like, can we stop and smell the roses? Give me something besides the my brain's finding.
Yeah. So that's the basic setup of the show. There's a lot of other stuff. There's this evil organization called Medical Mechanica. There are robots sprouting out of heads. There are battles and there's the space pirate king Adamsk, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff that fits into these 6 episodes. I don't know it's if we can really go into the whole story. It's kind of I understand. I didn't catch every detail of the story the first time through. I had to kind of go back and see what I missed, and then watch it through a second time. It can be confusing.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I've watched a few shows that have been confusing before, but and I really feel more upset at myself for not being able to get into this. But every time I liked something the show did, it immediately either went too far with it, or changed train tracks so fast I got whiplash.
Okay.
There's a scene I absolutely loved at first, which is an homage to Lupin the Third.
Yeah.
I love Lupin the Third.
That's the first episode, right?
No, it's when it's actually a scene of the main character's father jumps at Haruko, and she's wearing nothing but a towel.
Yeah.
That's a scene from Lupin the Third's opening, and where she fires a boxing glove out of a gun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the thing is, that works really well for Lupin the Third, because Lupin and the girl in that scene, Fujiko, have a back and forth relationship where they literally do play with each other's emotions to get what they want with each other, but they do kind of still love each other.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship where they also constantly backstab each other.
Yeah.
But then the next episode, they'll be totally fine with each other because, hey, I can use you to get what I want.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious to me. Like, oh, I love that callback. And then she just never puts on clothes. She just keeps parading around that towel, and I'm like, okay, the joke is the joke. Pants, woman. Mm-hmm. And she is totally aware she's just wearing a towel, and she's enjoying the reactions of everyone around her.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it went right back to another joke of the dad. The son was upset at the dad, and he doesn't understand why. He thinks it's more like, oh, you don't like the green Lupin jacket? Are you more of a red man? Or I can't remember if it was a red or green, because Lupin's had a red and a green jacket. Yeah. And there are arguments about fans of which era was better, the green jacket or the red jacket era. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a cute joke. And then she's in the background just ruining the joke. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah. It was basically like going to see a pretty good comedy show, and the guy out front just stands up and just blocks the view. And you're like, thanks, jackass.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
I was actually having fun here.
Yep. For me, I don't know. I was just captivated. The first episode of Fooly Cooly was maybe the most glued to my screen I've been watching anime thus far.
That's good.
I don't know, just the world, the fact that, like, there are times, especially in the first watch through, of like, I have no idea what is happening, but I cannot look away from this chaos. And like with Fooly Cooly, there's layers, because you've got your base story of what is happening, which is chaotic. It's got this whole sci-fi tale that I've been talking about, but there's also the underlying story, which is more so hinted and nudged at, and it's more so about. Now we were discussing this beforehand. You argue that it's not exactly a coming of age.
Everyone described this show, and I looked up, as a coming of age story. Describing the main character as being too mature for his age. He's trying to act grown up without actually growing up. Yeah. But that makes sense. I've seen stories do that before, but in this kid situation, it almost feels like if he wasn't acting older than he is, his house would burst into flames. Yeah. Because his dad and his grandpa are so also out in space. Yes. That I don't understand how that family is still alive.
No, of course.
It isn't until they end up getting a robot butler, in a sense, that the house seems to make sense. And the family just, this is just a TV guy. He'll help us because he has a TV for a head. He's just helping run the house. Yeah. And he's like, can we not, like, send him outside the house? People will freak the hell out. And I'm like, yes, they will. Yeah. Why didn't they freak the hell out? And I'm like, I kept getting these logic disparities.
See, I think that where that comes in is it kind of blurs the lines between reality and the surreal, because the whole, like, I mean, it's pretty on the nose, but the whole thing is just a big metaphor for how chaotic and seemingly nonsensical growing up and I mean, puberty is. Obviously, there's a lot of nods to puberty in here.
Yeah, right? they're a little bit too heavy-handed at some points.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the show, I'm not going to say the show can't be subtle at times. The show does have some good subtlety in places, but then it also likes to ham-fist some things. Yeah. And like I said, that's one of the tonal whiplashes it can do. Yeah. Like, I swear I need a neck brace after watching this show.
But I feel like that's on purpose, because, like,
No, I don't think like this show was badly directed. There clearly was a method to this madness.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things of, I'm standing outside and like, I don't get it.
Yeah, okay.
It's like walking by a guy having a house party and you're like, why is everyone having fun? There's a guy puking out a window. When you look outside of some of these really rowdy parties, all you can see is the chaos and disgusting.
Yeah.
But I guess if I was part of it, I could probably have fun. I would probably have fond memories. But I'm just outside going, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. This is making the neighborhood look bad.
Yeah, I get it.
Pull up your pants, for God's sakes.
What do you think of the animation?
It was good. It didn't wow me.
No, I was wowed by the animation in a sense.
Okay.
Not like in the usual sense of watching it and being like, wow, this is so well drawn. Like the pictures that I'm looking at are works of art. Okay. It's more so of like, wow, this is a really interesting and innovative, not a camera angle because there's no camera, but like some of the viewpoints and angles that they used, I thought were really inventive, and I thought that's where the strong points of the animation were, I can
see that. I don't know if I've watched shows that, because I've watched more anime with you, and I haven't watched this one when it came out. Yeah, that I've seen this before because people were emulating that. Yeah. Or if it was emulating something else I saw, or it was just one of those weird things like the Matrix's bullet time was done in Blade before the Matrix, but they were also done at the same time. Yeah. Just Blade came out first. Yeah. So people for a while thought, oh, Blade ripped off the Matrix, or the Matrix ripped off Blade. Now, sometimes the same idea can happen simultaneously, but air at different times because of production issues. Of course. So I don't know, because I think I've seen some of these angles before, but they are still good ideas. Yeah. Like, as much as I didn't enjoy the show, I can still, like, on paper, I should like this show. Yeah, I get that. I really should like this show on paper, but when I see it in motion, I just don't like it. Yeah. I guess because I'm a food guy, it's like, someone listing a bunch of ingredients and then putting them all together and they don't work. Yeah. But individually, they should. Yeah. Like, I'm a guy who loves peanut butter and I love chocolate. I hate Reese's Pieces. Okay. You cannot mix chocolate and peanut butter together. It makes me sick. Wait, tangent here. Do you hate all Reese's products or the pieces? All Reese's products that are chocolate and peanut butter together. Okay. I just call them Reese's Pieces because that's what I always heard spoken to me. Gotcha. I am a lover of Reese's peanut butter cups, and I absolutely hate Reese's Pieces. I don't like either. They all taste the same to me. To me, I think it's the combination of candy and peanut butter, just like the candy coating shell. Yeah, and it's not just that. I don't like. I love M&Ms. I can't eat the M&M peanuts. Oh, okay. Just peanuts and chocolate, in my opinion, do not work together. Okay. But when they're separated, they're pillars of snack foods. Okay. They cannot be beaten until you combine them, and then they make. Agree to disagree. Although, but that's the thing. That's exactly what the thing. Yeah. You like those combined. It turned out really good for you. Yeah. But for me, it didn't, and it's something that's my problem, not the show's problem. This is not a bad show. No. I am a bad watcher for the show. Yeah, fair enough. And I really do feel like this show is. It's specific. Yeah. You're either gonna love it or hate it. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna come out of this and be like, well, I don't know. No real strong feelings. Yeah. That's totally fair. I mean, it's not like Dragon Ball Z, which is pretty much homogenized. Everyone can like this. Yeah. But the thing is, that means in places Dragon Ball Z is actually pretty weak, such as plot in places. Yeah, there are plot holes in Dragon Ball Z you can park a semi in. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And that's its problem. It's just mass market goodness. Yeah. But at the same time, there is a place for it, and there's a place for things like Fully Cooling. Yeah. Because, well, you didn't care for Overlord. No, it wasn't. But that filled so many things I wanted in it anyway. Yeah. I was glued to my seat the entire episode, all 12 of the first episodes. So much that I had to go and buy the books. And even, and that's the thing, Overlord, on paper, sounded like my kind of thing. Yeah. But it just, I don't know, watching it, it wasn't the same experience. And there's something to be said about that, I feel like sometimes, even though the idea, the concept, everything about it should work, sometimes things just either do or do not feel right. Yeah.
and you can't quite explain it.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you feel kind of bad for being unable to explain why you don't like something like this.
Yeah.
Because it's beloved.
I feel a little bad that I can't explain more why I love Fooly Cooly so much.
It's just one of those guttural, emotional things. And unfortunately for us, emotions are a weird and nebulous of unexplainable things.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I'm terrified when we ever actually do make sentient robots and we have to explain love to them.
And that's like... I hate to keep going back to the first episode. I mean, there's only 6 episodes to this show. But that first episode, I watched it, and I was glued to my screen, as I said. And then afterwards, I just stopped, and I said, so why was it that I loved that so much? And I had to do a lot of thinking about this one to actually try and pinpoint my emotions and why I reacted so strongly to this. I don't know. It's really hard to put in place.
I can tell you how I felt the first episode. You know that thing a dog does when it's confused and it tilts its head?
Yeah.
That was me halfway through the episode. By the end of it, I'm pretty sure my head went full owl with the other way around. It was tilted the other way. Because I was just confused. I didn't know what to feel from it beyond... Well, that's a thing I watched.
Yeah.
And it felt more... kind of like I wanted those 22 minutes back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I decided to give it the old college try. Okay, this is a weird, quirky show. I get that much.
Yeah.
Maybe the second episode will catch my attention.
Yeah.
And by the time I finished the second episode, I was like, well, there's only 4 left. I'll finish this just so I can get this done.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be another show where I didn't like it, so I stopped about 1/3 the way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, if it wasn't for this podcast, I would have stopped at episode 2. Halfway through episode 2, I probably would have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just walked away and felt like, alright, I get it. It's just not a show for me.
Yeah. That's fair. I feel like there were a few... I know there were some anime I haven't finished, but there were a few that we've talked about now that I probably wouldn't have finished if we weren't going to be talking about them. But
yeah,
you know, you want to talk about the music?
Oh, please do.
Yeah,
this is something I will wholeheartedly. I said before, I love the soundtrack. That song that plays when an epic fight or epic moment of fight starts. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, geez. Yeah. That was enough to turn me around going, okay, this I enjoy. I could not deny that. Even at peak, what the hell's going on? Oh, I don't like... Ooh. Okay, that song cheered me up.
The whole soundtrack is done by a band called The Pillows. And I fucking love these guys. It's not your typical anime soundtrack. It's very... indie rock, I guess is the best way to put it. It's got a sort of indie garage rock feel.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah,
and which suits the whole guitar Vespa vibe, right?
I really think this soundtrack was wasted on this show, but because it was going for a thing with guitars, it was still a good idea to use something like this.
And there's a lot of guitar imagery in the show.
Yeah,
and
as a guy who knows nothing about guitars, even I got that. And and the thing is, I did occasionally look up after an episode going, okay, that sounded way too long-winded to be a made-up guitar. Oh, okay, wow, it is real.
Yeah.
And then I would look up people who played those guitars, like, oh, okay, yeah, now I can see why people would gush about this in an anime. Yeah. That sounds sweet.
And there's a lot of pop culture references.
Yeah, and some of them cracked me up. Some of them made me go, what? And other ones made me go, ugh.
Yeah.
The one that made me go, ugh, the most was the South Park one.
Okay.
South Park's not a show for me.
Yeah.
So a show I didn't like was referencing a show I didn't like.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get it.
But like I said, the Lupin stuff, that cracked me up, no end.
And they had to localize a lot of it.
They did a really good job of localization.
Like the Crystal Pepsi line, that's a perfect localization.
But they also kept some things that were really... Like, when this show came out in North America, some of these Japanese pop culture references flew over people's head.
Yeah, absolutely.
They did a small little tire on Gundams, and I'm just like, okay, that's for me. Yeah. That's for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guarantee you, other people who don't know anything about Gundam were just like, what? Could you, what?
Yeah, yeah. But the And I feel like the combination of
Yeah.
the guitar imagery, the pop culture references, and the soundtrack kind of work together in, I guess, like an MTV sort of.
This, I think, actually was aired on MTV in some places.
Okay, I know.
Like, if not, then...
Adult Swim, I think, was the
Yeah.
the original North American airing
Yeah.
of it. But yeah, that makes sense. It
I
seems
think
like something
MTV did air a couple animes for a while, so if they didn't take out Fully Cooley for like a weekend special or something like that, I would be very ashamed of MTV.
Well, I mean, it's so short, so easy to
like I said,
out, right?
do like a weekend marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
And MTV did do some crazy marathons.
Yeah, they did.
This would not have been beyond them.
No.
Like, I think MTV did like... Was that MTV or Spike TV did Afro Samurai for like a marathon for a while?
That sounds like a Spike thing.
Sounds like a Spike thing, but
yeah.
Spike and MTV do have a lot of things in common at times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
But here's the thing: I may have grown up with the MTV generation, but I wasn't part of that generation.
Yeah.
I walked past it, so I guess even from then it wouldn't have been for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. Definitely speaks to me.
Yeah.
As, I mean, before all of the geekiness, long before the anime and the video games and the comic books and that, for me, I was a music head. Like, just my geekiness was in studying albums and music and posters of bands lining the walls. That was my thing. Between the ages of like 12 and my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. So for a good decade of my life, that was my thing, and I feel like this is maybe like a blending of the two in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just really glad how much you enjoyed it, because even though I didn't enjoy it, your enjoyment of the show is kind of infectious.
Yeah.
You were gushing about it in that certain way of it made you so happy. Other people are just gonna eat up that happiness and just walk away in a good mood.
I had no expectations going into the show. Like, I know, like, sometimes you almost set yourself up to like or dislike a thing, but
and I don't think that that has affected a lot of people in certain ways. But the last time I came to a show that had this much hype to it before I watched it, I ended up agreeing almost completely with the hype, and that was Death Note.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't watch Death Note immediately when it came out. I took a few weeks before I watched it, and everyone was gushing about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this probably isn't as good as they say it is.
Okay, yeah.
So I came in expecting too much from it.
Yeah.
And it did everything I wanted it to, so I was very happy with it.
Yeah.
Even though it took me years to finish Death Note, but we'll get to that when we get to the Death Note episode. So it wasn't like I was expecting people's hype to be incorrect. I was like, okay, usually when people in anime are this hype about something, it's usually really good. So I'll give it some moderate expectations.
Yeah.
Well, but not mean any of them.
No. I see. When I went into this show, I mean, over the last, like half a year, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been just checking off the list of, like, these are the top-rated anime of all time.
The pillars of anime.
Yeah, and like, not to say my expectations are high. I'm not expecting to like all these.
No.
So I don't really have any expectations with any of them, because they're all just more on a list. I like this one. I don't like this one.
Yeah. You're basically just trying to understand where this entire demographic is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not a music guy myself, but if I tried to go into music, I would look at the most important bands of every few generations and go, okay, I'm going to listen to a few of their CDs and see what all the hullabaloo is. Yeah. And I guarantee you, I'll find ones I really like. Yeah. And I'll find ones I don't care for. Yeah. But I'll understand that genre much better.
Yeah, absolutely. This was actually the first of the Gainax series that I watched. And I've seen the big three now that they... Yeah. And it's definitely my favorite. It's the only one that I really love.
Out of the big three from Gainax, this is probably the one I dislike the least.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to piece that together.
I know. Yeah. I'm just trying to word it in such a way, but...
Yeah.
There are other two, I go back and forth which one of them I want to drown more.
Okay, let's do something here quick. You don't like any of the big three Gainax. I'm not, like Fully Cooley is the only one I really love, and we're not going to really get into a dissection of them. But if you had to rank them, if you had to rank the three,
Fooly Cooly is definitely the best.
Yep. Okay, we agree.
And I still, I hate the story and the characters of Neon Genesis so goddamn much that I want to puke blood at them.
Yeah.
But the thing I hate the most about Gurren is its animation.
Okay.
Everything looks weird and off to me, and people love that so much about it. And I think people love the characters so much about Neon Genesis. So the thing that these two other ones are most beloved for are what piss me off the most about them.
Gotcha. But just take everyone's opinions out of the mix. And on just on the whole.
Probably the second best one of them is Gurren Lagann.
Okay. I think even though we don't feel the same about any of these series, we've ranked them the same, and that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Because I would also go Fooly Cooly, Gurren Lagann, and then Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I guess for any Neon Genesis fans listening, we both don't think it's even the best Gainax.
It's certainly way, way overrated.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, we're going to have to do an episode at some point.
That episode will probably involve me being taped down with a straitjacket.
Yeah.
Probably put that Hannibal Lecter thing on my mouth.
Yeah.
Just so I don't snap at someone.
I wouldn't even say I really dislike that show, but I think we'll save it. We'll save all of our... those are going to be some...
I think the reason why I like Fooly Cooly the most, Elo, is because I don't want to punch the main character in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I want to pat him on the back going, "It'll be okay, son.
Fair enough.
We'll get proper authorities to take you somewhere safe." The main character from Gurren Lagann, I'm like, "Why are you still living? You're an idiot." And Shinji I'd throw into a wood chipper and throw that wood chipper into a bigger wood chipper. That set the whole thing on fire just to make sure I could never see his stupid emo face ever again.
Okay, so look forward to those episodes in the future. Maybe we should just at some point just get it all out of the way and do a Gainax episode.
I don't know how you're going to have me get through that without hurting myself.
Okay.
I guarantee you, though, it'll be our most interesting episode.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on a lot of horse tranquilizers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But even though I didn't like Fooly Cooly, I still think it's worth at least a watch of the first episode for anyone who's kind of curious about anime and how different it can be from other media.
Yeah.
And you'll either walk away like Ryan, amazed, or walk away like me going, "Alright, that was weird." Yeah. But if you go away like me, you probably don't want to continue this series.
Yeah. I have trouble putting it into words why this show spoke to me so much. Like, from the first opening scene, from the second I was watching this, I said, like, wow, this is so up my alley, and I don't know why exactly. It's just weird enough for me.
Yeah.
Maybe too weird for others, and maybe not weird enough for some. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But
it's a polarizing show.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't cause any actual fights between friends.
No.
But like I said, I do recommend people to at least try if they're the slightest bit curious about it. And like I said, it wasn't for me, but it is a big part of anime culture, and I can see why.
Yeah.
I just can't see why I can't really get into it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming you didn't touch the new season for the Cooly Progressive.
Well, considering the only character I liked didn't continue on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
But that does bring up another thing. I understand that feeling of wanting a sequel to something you love for years and thinking you'll never get it, and when you finally get it, all I can say is I hope it's good for those fans.
Yeah.
I really hope they get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I won't enjoy it, but
Yeah.
I never want something to bomb except for Michael Bay. Oh, no, wait, and Ben Affleck.
Fair enough. So you must have, like, really wanted Pearl Harbor to bomb. No pun intended.
No pun intended, no.
Terrible pun intended, wow.
That was kind of bad.
Didn't mean that.
No, but...
I was going to say, the sequel, I guess, second season, I'm not really sure what to call it, Fully Coolly Progressive. I did watch it. There's a third season on the way. I think it's started airing now. Fully Coolly Alternative. I did watch it. I watched the, again, 6-episode season. I think it makes a better sequel than a separate
okay. Yeah, I get you.
show than a second season. Because, like, if you... Like, I could see both sides. I could see you watching... like being a fan of the original and hating this new one or loving it. It's the only crossover characters Haruko, and it is very much like almost like a reset in a way. Like okay, I'm just gonna delve into the first season a little bit.
Sure.
So throughout the first season, what's happening if you didn't catch it through watching it is this alien Hiroko. She wants the power of Atomsk, the space pirate king robot thing. It's hard to explain what exactly he is. He's an all-powerful being. She wants his power. It's kind of disguised as her being in love with him, and so she has to try and bring him out through these NO portals that you create through. that you create them. Through you have to find beings that are compatible. Nauta just happens to be one of these compatible beings. So again, she smacks him on the head with a guitar, softens his head, and creates NO portals out of his head to try and get access to Atomsk because she wants his power. Weird, confusing, fucking batshit. Yeah, I get it. So the second season, it picks up with Haruko continuing her quest and again trying to get to Atomsk, but it takes on a whole different set of characters, and it's from different perspectives and different metaphors on growing up and coming of age.
Okay.
And it like I don't think it was as good. I didn't like it as much. I didn't.
And you didn't have the years of wait in between.
No,
so,
I watched them.
So your expectations were not worsened by 10 or so years.
No, I had about a month between, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I would probably watch it again, and I thought the soundtrack was pretty much on par. It's not the same. It's a little more. I mean, it's a little more modern age, a little more digital.
Oh, okay.
But
that's probably just more of your taste in music, not
yeah.
lining up so much. I get.
Well,
that.
I am big on the digital side of that stuff too.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. It didn't. It just in. I mean, from a lover of the first season, it didn't quite create that same magic of the first.
Oh, okay.
And that's my little mini review of it, but I do recommend it. I don't think it's necessary. If you want to get like if you are someone outside looking in and saying like, I want to see what this Fully Coolly thing is all about, the first season is really all you need. But if you
that
want,
sounds fair.
Yeah. You got anything else to add on Fully Coolly or?
No, I don't really think there's anything left for me to really say. I mean, I think I've said my piece with it.
Yeah, me too. It's one of those things. Like usually, we come out of this and we say, if you're into this, check this out. If you're not, then like with Fully Coolly, it's you're gonna have to try it for yourself.
Yeah,
because
this is the one time where I can't say if you like X, you'll like Y.
Yeah,
Fully Coolly is Fully Coolly.
Yeah. So
even the show itself can explain what Fully Coolly is.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to help out on this one. Like,
I'm sure somebody out there can probably explain it better than we can. But.
And I can't even really say, like, you know, my other favorite animes are this and this because it's not really the same at all.
Like, I after thinking about it, my top 3 all have an air of tragedy to them as well. So I can say, I guess I like tragedy with my shows at times.
Yeah.
Actually, I think all my top 5 have a little tragedy mixed in with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about it. But again, I guess I come from a dark place.
I don't really know if there's much consistency in my top 5. It's kind of all over the place.
Your top 5 is still growing.
It's
still in its rookie stage.
Yeah, it is.
Give it a few more years, it'll go to its champion stage.
Okay. That'll be it for our Fooly Cooly review.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And we should get into listener questions.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Now, we did get one.
I think we got a few here and there.
Oh, do we have a few?
I think so, but
I have one. What do you have?
I think Robin put one on the general Facebook group.
Oh, did she? Okay, I will check for that.
Yep. But
I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was directed at Final Form. Okay.
So you want to do 2 or just 1?
Let's do 2 because one that we got was actually answered before, but we can touch on it anyway.
Sure.
So, Saul.
Soul, okay, yeah.
Is it pronounced Soul?
Soul, as in the burning fireball.
Okay, yeah. He asked, one second, let me get it here.
Sure. Because I don't know what he asked. He kept saying he wanted to ask a question to us. I'm like, all right, well, ask Ryan.
Well, he wants to know, how did me and you meet? Which I think we got into in the first episode.
We kind of did, yeah.
But, it's a pretty short answer.
It's a pretty short answer, yeah.
This is how we met.
This is how we met because I was talking to James.
Yeah.
Because I listened to a few episodes of Jedi Dropouts. I'm like, this is really fun. And I would love to be part of this. And I jokingly said, you guys ever need, an anime guy or a Power Ranger guy or just a guy who has a different taste in video games? And he's like, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
Well, because you had inquired about that when we first started the podcast, but at that time it was such a small operation that there wasn't really
prepared for anything else.
Yeah, it wasn't really room or space. And then as it started to grow, I thought, man, we could really use help here now. Hey, who was that guy who offered to help a little while back? And I really, if you want the history of our friendship, just listen to the episodes of Final Form, because
this is pretty much, we've only ever hung out one other time besides that.
Yeah.
Which is, we got together at my place and we just had 4 hours of just shooting the breeze and playing Dragon Ball Fighters and Smash Bros and Mario Kart. Yeah. At first we were going to record it, but then Ryan decided, let's just have fun. I'm like, I'm down for that.
I record too much of my life now. I need to just hang out sometimes.
Yeah, and that was totally fun. Yeah. I was mostly maybe if I use the podcast, it'll be an excuse for someone to spend time with me. God, I'm lonely. And that's actually not a joke. I am friggin' lonely. I am a very outgoing person in a town that's not even remotely closely aligned to what I like.
Yeah.
I get people staring at me like I've got 6 heads when I wear shirts like this.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm just sick and tired of it, so I just wanted someone to hang out with. So that was the whole reason why I wanted to help with the podcast. I was A, bored, B, it looked like fun, and C, there's not much in this podcast really for me at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a music guy, I don't really like wrestling, and
there
are some, we do all like the same kind of movies, but I come at them from a different angle.
Yeah, and we like to name drop a lot of actors.
And I don't know the first thing about actors. If I know an actor, it's either because they're like Jackie Chan and they play the same guy in every movie, but they do that because their choreography is so amazing. Yeah. Or they're guys like Ben Affleck who are terrible scumbag people who I want to punch in the back of the head.
Yeah.
So just name dropping an actor, I can just go, that is a name I should know.
See, and me and James, we've been friends for a long enough time now that we both know pretty much the same group of actors, and we make references to a lot of the same guys over and over.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like we have actively tried to avoid that just to not be.
I remember telling you once.
Yeah.
You had any problems with my podcast? Well, I don't know any actors. And you keep name dropping people. I'm like,
Yeah.
who is that?
And I've even tried to if one gets name dropped in a joke, I try and be like, oh, they're from this, and this.
And I'm that going yes,
Yeah.
I know who that is now.
Yeah, but it's really hard because sometimes we can't help it.
That's the thing. That's one of the things. You guys come from movies at a
Yeah.
different angle than I do. You guys come from able to look at the production side.
Yeah.
I come in just looking at the movie as the movie.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the movie's lore, the
Yeah.
universe it's built. I want to know that right away.
Yeah.
But you guys want to come in knowing, okay, I love that guy. He was great in this.
Yeah.
I'll come in going, I don't know who that is. I may have seen this
Yeah.
actor 16 times this year alone.
Yeah.
But I'm coming in judging that character.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And every now and then I will notice the actor.
I'm almost a little too outside analytical with movies because I can't look at a movie as just the world and the story. I come in looking at it like, oh, this was directed by such and such, and I'm pretty sure that the script was worked on by this guy from this other. I look at it as a production, and I can't help it.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I could take myself out of that a little bit.
At times I would like to be able to follow actors so I can go, okay, I think I've seen this guy in a few movies.
Yeah.
And I generally like these movies. Is that just does he get typecasted in this kind of character? Does that mean there's more of this character out there? Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But the thing is, the only people I can do that with are people like voice actors, because obviously I spend a lot more time playing video games, and I will start to find, okay, that's Johnny Young Bosch. I've heard him in Bleach, Code Geass, he's from Power Rangers, he's Vash the Stampede from Trigon, he's dozens of different characters I like, and he does tend to do them pretty well.
Yeah.
And I can recognize voices usually, but every now and then the Bosch will occasionally go, wait, that was Johnny? Didn't sound like him at all. And I like that when that happens. But at the same time, I usually come into the story like, this is a self-contained universe. Everything that's going on outside of it, the production side, does not exist. Sometimes I'll look into it, like if I get a DVD and it has director's commentary.
Yeah.
Oh, I will watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But anime doesn't usually come with director's commentary.
No, exactly.
And even then, it's usually the Japanese side of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great and all, but I can't really follow that because director Japanese voice, actor Japanese voice, and then English dub in the background, or Japanese sub in the background. So I've got to read 3 subtitles at a time. No, my brain can barely handle 1 subtitle at a time.
Yeah. But I guess we should also mention, we've kind of known each other
We've bumped into each other
for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's a small town.
It's a small town.
And we're only, 1 year apart in age, right?
Yeah, 1 or 2 years apart.
Yeah. But,
and we do have circles of friends that do know each other.
Yeah, there's some crossover in the friend groups.
But at the same time, growing up, the two of us were in such different parts of the Venn diagram.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, too, right?
I didn't listen to music. The only music I listened to was, I had a couple great big C CDs. They were the only band I had CDs of because my parents didn't buy much music.
Fair enough.
My sister played nothing but Pearl Jam, so I can't stand that band.
Okay, yeah.
And I can't stand the genre of country music because that's all my mom ever plays.
Well, yeah, we can agree on the country there a little
so
bit.
My taste in music didn't take out. Like, most people start developing their taste in music in their early teens.
Yeah.
I didn't until my late 20s.
Mm-hmm. The first CD I ever owned was when I was 7 years old, and it was Nimrod by Green Day. And, it went... obviously, I went down a rock, punk, metal road pretty quickly. And then I've kind of come in around in different ways. I can at this point I can listen to and enjoy pretty much every genre of music, just not every artist.
I can't listen to every genre of music.
Yeah.
There are genres of music that just deter me like no one's business.
Yeah.
But growing up, I was that kid who would put his Game Boy up to his ear and listen to the chiptune from it.
Yeah.
Those were my CDs.
Yeah.
I would actually have, if the game had 5 save files, I would use one for my gameplay, and the other 4 were for, this background music.
Yeah.
That's it. I'd load it up and have my character just stand there.
Yeah.
And that was it. or not fight the final boss, just run around the final boss so I could hear the boss music. So when YouTube allowed me to start finding...
Yeah.
That's where I started listening to music too.
Yep, that's fair.
Then I found people making AMVs, anime music videos, taking a band and just clipping up a fight scene from like Dragon Ball Z and listening to that. Which then got me into, okay, I kind of like the lyrics to this song. I'll find out where this song comes from. And down the rabbit hole I went, and I started to get my own taste in music.
Yeah.
And it all started for me watching Linkin Park being put over Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Which I only just remember that because of a small thing that a small joke from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, episode 60. They made fun of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They actually had they had Cell and Gohan quote Linkin Park lyrics because most people know Linkin Park from watching Dragon Ball Z.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, that was cute.
Nice.
God, do I feel old now?
So we got a second question.
Sure.
Here. I didn't realize it was meant for final form, but it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Robin, your girlfriend,
Yay.
your lady friend, wants to know what two characters from different franchises do you ship together and why?
And I've been thinking about that for a while.
That makes so much more sense.
It does.
I know it's for final form.
Shipping is a very much more common thing in anime.
Yeah.
I find.
Yeah.
So I have been trying to find really good ones. Most of the ones I end up making are from the same series, but they've never actually spoken to each other. So I've been trying to find, the idea of, okay, character A from this show, think outside the box, and I've been stumped on that for a while. Do you have anything I'm still debating into my head?
I'm not a shipper. This isn't something that I do, because, it goes back to when I watch things, I watch them often from the standpoint of a production.
Mm.
So when it comes to relationships and what characters I'd like to see together, I don't generally give a shit, because as long as I don't really care. I don't care if this character is in a happy relationship or what's happening there. I just want to see where the creators are taking the story.
Yeah.
But if I have to choose, I'm gonna say Hexadecimal from Reboot and Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls, because they seem like they would get along.
I love it. The only thing I can think of on top of my head is also from that genre, that style of cartoons.
Yeah.
It's Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls with Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But I know she said she finalized for anime, so I've been trying to think from anime. And
From anime, okay.
the only thing that comes kind of close in my head, and it's really, really out there, is Sailor Mercury.
Yeah.
And Lelouch from Code Geass.
Okay.
And all I can think is because they're both really intelligent people who are also not exactly that great social butterflies.
Yeah.
But they can be when they need to be.
Yeah. Okay, here's one to bring it back to Fooly Cooly. Let's here's an anime ship here. I'm going to ship Haruko with Light Yagami, because I think she is a female who could put that guy in his place and save a lot of people's lives.
Why didn't I go L and Sailor Mercury? Because that actually be pretty funny too. Yeah,
Light goes to write in the book, and she just smacks him over the head with a guitar.
I get this impression that she can't see Ryuk, but she'll pretend that she can.
Yeah, probably.
Just kind of mock him for that.
Or she can and does not explain why and doesn't really care to explain.
Or she can see him, but only admits to it when it's just him.
Yeah.
And around Light, she's like, oh, no.
You know,
that apple's flying away.
Death Note would be a real different show with Haruko in there.
Yeah, okay, I'm definitely going Sailor Mercury and L now, just because that sounds even better.
Yeah. There you go. That is.
Because then she'll just use her computer to analyze everything going around. And
I want to see someone remake Death Note.
Yes.
Start to finish, but put Haruko and Sailor Mercury in there for no apparent reason.
Fanfic writers, to your stations. Look, they've made weirder ideas.
Oh yeah.
You ever actually spend much time on fanfic.net?
Nope. Can't say I've.
Good for you. I've been there a few times, and sometimes like, why did I wander back here?
Why?
I thought I left this hell years ago.
The last I remember, I was walking to my car, and suddenly I'm here.
It's like TV trope. I don't mean to go there, but somehow I'm there.
What happened to the last 6 hours?
This is not my beautiful house.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our last episode before Atlanticon.
Convention.
Oh,
Convention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Convention.
3 days.
Yeah.
Am I doing the math right? 3 days? 3 days from now? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
3 days from now, we will be going to Atlanticon.
Whee!
On our way there. I'm going to address, for anyone listening who is wondering why there have been almost 0 uploads in the last month, we're hard at work, been busy, a lot of things have come up, and we will make up for that very quickly, because in the next week or two there's going to be like more uploads than there have been in the last 2 months combined, for sure.
There's at least a few guaranteed ones. There's a couple of up in the air, and there's a few I might just do for sake of, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get lots of time at the convention, and we're able to have lots of energy.
Yep.
But if not, we'll see how things go. It's the first time going to the convention for this group, and I have been to conventions before, and I know what to expect, which is the unexpected.
And I have no idea what I'm walking into. This is my first time at any sort of convention.
You'll have fun.
And I'm walking into it expecting to record a ton of episodes of podcasts, and maybe I'm getting my expectations too high, but who knows?
Shoot for the stars.
Exactly.
Just not the Death Star.
No.
That shoots back.
That's no moon. So, you want to get into our next topic?
Yeah, looks like we're going to enjoy the season coming up.
Yeah.
Good old October.
Yes, we are.
We're going to try and keep things a bit on the spooky or the macabre side.
Yes, we are.
Did we agree to Death Note?
Yes.
Alright. So,
which actually ties into what we were just talking about a little bit there.
Yeah. So Death Note is what we're going to do next. Like I mentioned before, that's another one of the big animes that's well beloved.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it actually deserves the respect it gets. It didn't make my top 15. Mm-hmm. It's probably my top 20.
Yeah. I mean, it's in my top 15 right now, obviously, because I only have, 20 plus anime. It's not quite my top 5 right now, but it's, I'd probably put it around 6 or 7, so it's pretty...
It's a very deep show in places, too.
Yeah.
And it talks about more topics I'm more interested in than growing up, because
I think
I'm a little past growing up.
Yeah.
Says the guy wearing a bright blue Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt.
I'm looking forward to Death Note.
We're going to have a nice thing to talk about.
It's been a while since I watched it already, because I watched it last spring.
But it's still in your head.
Oh, it sticks. It doesn't... I don't need to refresh myself on it at all.
We're probably not going to discuss the movie that was on Netflix.
We're going to have to touch on it.
We'll probably have to touch on it. A little bit. We also probably won't talk about the live-action Japanese movies. But what I've heard, those are really good. Mm-hmm. I keep meaning to get into those.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get more into it when we record, but I've read the first, I'm going to say, maybe first dozen volumes. I don't know exactly. I've got the XL editions, so I'm not sure exactly how many issues or volumes.
Yeah, chapters that we usually
call. I've read quite a fair bit of the manga. I think I would say at least about a third of it.
I might bring up the pilot manga.
Okay.
Because that was actually fairly bit different, and a lot of people have read that one. It's kind of quirky. So if I remember, I'll try and bring it up for the next podcast.
Yep. Of course, seen the entire anime. Attempted to watch the Netflix Death Note, and I haven't seen any of the live-action Japanese.
Yeah. I've seen clips from the live-action Japanese, and they're pretty well acted for Japanese live-action movies.
Yeah.
And they do go different than the manga and the anime.
Yeah.
I think one of the characters who dies lives.
Okay.
One of the main characters who dies lives.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
So, but I could be wrong, so I'm not going to say too much, because this is me on second-hand information.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that. But for now, we should probably prep for that con.
Yeah, we should probably go do that.
We hope to see a lot of you there.
Yes, if you are in the Cornbrook area, drop out to the Civic Center. You can catch us there.
Shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
Nerding it up.
Probably stuffing our faces with shitty food. Hopefully not too much.
Shitty food, but still better food than what we can get in this small town.
Well, no. I don't mean shitty tasting food. I mean shitty for you.
That's what I meant.
Okay. I'm just...
Here it's just shitty food that tastes shitty.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's yeah. I
hope you never get sponsored by any of the local cuisine.
I don't hate food in Port Arthur. I just wish there were more options.
That's probably what my problem. Probably just sick of everything.
Yeah, because it doesn't take very long to cycle through the fast food here.
No. No. Or even the grocery store.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Oh, yeah. Never watch a cooking show and then list things like get your common eggplant. Like, yeah, common eggplant.
Anyway, thank you for listening to the Final Form Cooking Show.
Is that what the F in Fully stands for? Cooking?
Maybe. Fun cooking, lovely cooking.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, but in all seriousness, thank you very much for listening to us ramble on about anime and then a bunch of other non-anime stuff.
Jedi Dropouts, your one stop for 1,000 tangents.
Yeah, pretty much. In all seriousness, there are many podcasts who do many things better than Jedi Dropouts.
Production, scheduling,
organization. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's a word.
Yeah, it is now. Trademark Jedi Dropouts.
Yeah. But if you're looking for tangents, look no further, because there is no one in the tangent game that can hold a candle to Jedi Dropouts Productions.
If anyone tries to step up, you will go Super Saiyan tangent on their asses.
If anyone tries to step up and argue that they do tangents better, we will distract them with tangents and then prove them wrong.
I'll come prepared.
Okay. But thanks again for listening. You can check out other episodes of Jedi Dropouts, Final Form, Hyper Battle, and all the other spin-offs and side podcasts that we do.
That's the thing. We are so good at tangents, we tangent to other shows.
We do. And sometimes we just stop doing them, and sometimes we just take huge breaks, and who knows which ones are currently airing. You can check all that out at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com or wherever you listen to your podcast, be it iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher, all those fun places. And we don't have a sign-off?
Someone at the con will give us a good sign-out.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
If you are at Atlanticon and you think, hey, here's a good sign-off, come tell us about it. And we will thank you for your trouble and not give you any royalties.
We may give you a reward of some kind.
Yes.
I'm not going to say any more.
Yes, we may give you a handful of M&Ms.
Great, now I have to go buy M&Ms.
Okay, later.
Bye.
This has been a Jedi Dropouts production.